Alright, so for today's review, we are going to be taking a look at the CCM Caterpillar 245 front shovel in 1 to 48 scale. This model is no longer produced, but you can still find it at most retailers. And it still retails for about $200, if I'm not mistaken. I know the front shovels weren't that big of a seller, so that's why you could still get them for their retail price. And for the price, it's a good model. But overall, let's just jump straight into the review. So it's all the 245s that I've done a review of. This is the first edition. So the front shovel and the standard excavator were the first 245s to be done. And then obviously later they converted some of these front shovels to try to move the stock into MEs. But starting off with the cab, it's almost the same as the 245 ME. You have the cab guard. You have all your levers and everything. Very detailed operator's compartment. You do have metal handrails right here. And then as you can see on top, the cab guard is etched through, and there's a little part of it that I'm guessing it would slide forward. I'm not really sure. It's kind of a weird looking cab guard. Come to the side. You can see you have your simulated latches. This would be to open your door. And this would be to open, not sure what you would open here. It would be some type of storage. And then obviously these latches right here would be to open to access your engine. The tracks on the model. The track frames are very nice. I believe they have working top rollers. I'm not 100% sure. It's kind of hard to get my finger in there. But the tracks do roll very nicely. You have a nice detailed sprocket. And you have a nice detailed track frame as well. Your catwalks on the machine are etched through, as you can see right there. Coming to the back of the machine, you do have a nice exhaust and air cleaner. Coming to the back, as you can see, there's two doors right here. They have simulated latches, and these doors do open. I might be able to get one open. Let's see if I can get this other one open here. You kind of use the pointer for one, but there, the doors do open, like on the other 245s I've reviewed. You can see the nice detailed engine in there, a nice Caterpillar decal on the counterweight. It's a nice detailed engine. There is some hydraulic hoses modeled in there. I'm not sure how well you can see that in there. It's kind of dark. We'll close that. Closing that up. Coming to this side, you do have a nice 245 decal right there. Surprisingly, it doesn't say FS for front shovel, but this is an older CCM piece. So I'm sure if they were to produce it today, it would say FS. Coming to the top, it's nice perforated through, so your engine could breathe. And then there is some non-perforated part right here, where again you have your nice exhaust and your nice air cleaner. Coming to the front of the machine, you have a nice detailed bucket. This bucket is not powered by cylinders, it's just friction rivets that hold it together. But they are nice and stiff, and as you can see, you have some nice wear plating on the back of the shovel here. And the teeth are nice as well, as you can see. And then we'll zoom out and get some of the functionality here. And I did forget to mention that all the handrails on the model are all metal. And you do have some nice hydraulic detailing for your stick. But let's get some of the functionality. So that is how far your stick and boom will go out. This is how far the bucket, if I can get it to curl in, that's how far your bucket would curl in. So you could be scooping at the face of a wall, and then it will come in to about there. Obviously, it's not going to come in very far because it's meant to dump. But your height is fairly good. As you can see, it goes well and beyond my camera. And then one thing I'm not really sure you would be doing is digging at below tracks, but that's how far it will go down below the tracks. But overall, it's a nice model from CCM. I own 3 out of the 4 releases of the 245 that they did. I know I own 4 245s, but one of them is a custom that was done by somebody else. That was not done by CCM. But The only other CCM 245 I'm missing is the one with the grapple and cab riser. And again, those were converted standard 245s because they made, I think they made 1,250 of each. And obviously they converted 394 or something like that into MEs. So the front shovels they converted into MEs. And then I believe they only converted 182 of the standard excavators into the ones with the grapples. But if you do pick up a 245, I'd suggest picking up a rock truck because it does look good. If you want to pose it loading, it does look good. Like that loading a rock truck. I do also have a coal body I have a Volvo with a coal body that it looks pretty good loading. But overall, I mean, it's a nice model. $200, you couldn't go wrong, especially if you want a CCM piece in your collection, because I know most of the modern CCM pieces are pretty high up in price now compared to when these came out. But then again, probably back then when these were first released, 140 to $200 was expensive for models, I guess. But overall, the 245, it's a nice model. I'd highly recommend picking one up. But yeah, that's just about it for this review. So if you haven't already, please subscribe. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Both links are in the description. And as always, stay tuned for the next video to be uploaded.